Hi everyone, and welcome to our topic, which is all about the competition based pricing. Let's have the understanding of marketing or market competition and pricing. Pag sinabi natin class na competition based pricing, ito yung strategy kung saan yung prices ay binebase natin dun sa price ng mga competitors, no? Kumbaga, sometimes, no, we focus more on the pricing of the competitors and try to somehow, um, try to minimize the cost and try to also influence the customer demand. Okay? Kasi nga, possible maraming competition doon, no? Kaya we are really trying to focus on the competitors' pricing. Syempre, no, we want to maintain kasi ang market share kasi nga we want to, really deal with the competitive environment. So we have to align these prices so that we could able to somehow, no, compete with our competitors. Syempre, we have to consider some of the market structures. Meron tayong tinatawag na market, rather perfect competition kung saan ito yung mga competitors na nag-o-offer sila ng identical products, pricing, tapos yung pricing power nila is minimal, meaning na hindi sila basta-basta pwedeng magtaas ng presyo or possible na lilipat agad yung mga customers nila sa competitors. No, examples are yan, yung mga agricultural products, no, like wheat or corn. And then we have monopolistic competition kung saan many competitors offer differentiated products. Dito yung pricing power is moderate naman. When we say the word differentiated products, it means na somehow meron silang distinct characteristics that they differ from each other. And examples are fast food chains. Then may tinatawag din tayong oligopoly kung saan few yung competitors dito. And dahil nga few yung competitors, medyo mataas yung pricing power nila. They could able to somehow, no, increase their prices. And somehow, no, uh, they are also interdependent. They also check the others' prices. Pero dahil nga few lang silang competitors, pwede silang parang somehow magtaas talaga. And examples are smartphones manufacturers like Apple and Samsung. And then for the monopoly, a single company dominates the market wherein talagang mataas yung pricing power nila. Kasi nga, no choice yung mga customers but to, ano, for example, local utility companies like in the electricity, Meralco. In terms of price leadership, no, ito yung parang kung saan yung isang company, siya yung parang nagli-lead, no? Siya yung nagsiset ng price tapos yung mga kalaban niya are just following. For example, yung leading airline, no, binabaan niya yung presyo. Syempre, yung mga competitors niya will also follow. We have different competitor price and monitoring analysis. Meron tayong market positioning kung saan ito yung tinitingnan natin yung prices ng iba't ibang competitors. Tapos, once na nakita natin yun, pwedeng magkaroon tayo ng positioning, no? Kung saan yun yung parang magiging pricing strategy natin to create a certain position within the market. Okay? Another one is customer perception. Kasi dito, no, customers often compare prices, no, making it essential to be aware of competitor pricing strategies. We have to consider, no, paano ba yung mga customers natin nagkukumpara ng presyo. Lalo na ngayon sa online, no, it's if you are selling your products online, it's easy to compare prices. You have to know, no, their ways. Na sa ganun, you could adjust, no, or you could able to really monitor the competitor's price. And of course, we have to also have something to do with how we're going to react with competitors' moves, no? So, syempre, dapat monitor natin yan and we should quickly respond rather. Kasi pag, yun nga, nagbago yung ah, mga prices nila, no? Whether sila ay nag-adjust or meron silang mga inad na offerings, possible is magsilipatan agad yung mga customers. So, marami tayong methods, no, to monitor competitor prices. Pwedeng direct observations, no? Pwedeng pupunta tayo sa mga online platforms nila, stores, or advertising. I remember class no, when I was still in the industry. For example, no, meron talaga kaming mga mystery shoppers no, who go to different competitors and list down the prices no, of those competitors' products. Pwede rin naman no, third-party tools kung saan may mga software na ngayon at online tools na nag-track ng competitors' prices real time since they are offering online. So, meron tayong mga ganong online tools. And of course, through market research, no, pwede tayong magkaroon ng mga survey and focus group discussion. Kasi doon, pwede nating malaman ano ba yung mga perception ng mga tao dun sa competitors' pricing. Baka mamaya kasi naman, okay lang naman pala sa kanila yung gantong presyo, but since we are trying to follow a certain competitor. So, parang nasasayang yung possible profit margin because we try to always lower down the prices. So, syempre, we have to do benchmarking. So, ano bang meaning nun? Which is, comparing companies' prices, cost, and margin to those of competitors. So, hindi lang naman price, even the cost no, and margins. Kasi, possible that they might be using a material na lower yung cost, kaya nalo-lower din nila yung prices. So, therefore, the profit margin that they gain is going to be higher if that's the case. So, anong purpose nito? Siyempre, para malaman natin yung mga areas for improvement at magkaroon tayo ng mga realistic pricing goals. So, for example, no, a tech company might benchmark its products against those competitors like Apple or Samsung to determine optimal pricing. So, ano bang practical example niyan sa e-commerce, no? Pwedeng yung mga Amazon, no? They could able to use algorithm to monitor and adjust prices in response to competitor pricing. So, syempre, nagkakaroon tayo ng price war. So, ano ba yung possible impact ng price wars na yun? So, first is, let's define price war. So, ito yung competitive exchange where companies repeatedly lower prices to outdo competitors. So, ano yung causes niyan? Pwedeng overcapacity, pwedeng maraming pumapasok na new entrants or aggressive market entry, pwede ring gusto mong kuhanin yung malaking market share, at pwedeng gumaganti ka or nagre-retaliate ka sa competitors. So, anong consequence nun? Siyempre, ang short-term impact niyan is magkakaroon ng increase in sales volume, no? So, magkakaroon ng more customers at tataas ang sales. On the other hand, syempre, magkakaroon ng reduced margins, no? Na yung mga profits natin will drop, okay? And if the cost structures, no, uh, pag sinabing cost structures, it include the fixed cost, variable cost, no, hindi siya ma-lower down, then possible, hindi maganda yung profit margin na lalabas. Anong long-term impact nun? Siyempre, sustained low prices can lead to significant profit loss, no? Hindi natin alam no, na hindi na pala ganun kaganda yung financial performance ng company. And also, magkakaroon din ng brand devaluation. Kung the keyword, diba, devalue, parang mangyayari niyan, yung mga customers will think of your product as a lower quality. And also, market exit, no? Kung saan yung mga small players na hindi nila kaya yung gantong price war or less financial resilience ay aalis na dun sa market na yun. So, paano ba natin maiiwasan yun? Siyempre, the word differentiation, no? Kailangan may mga product features tayo na unique, no? Yung quality natin, yung customer service natin, dapat is competing solely on price na pag pinili tayo, kaya medyo a little bit pricey tayo because we offer something unique. And pwede rin yung value-added services, no? Pwedeng magkaroon tayo ng additional benefits and or additional services para ma-justify na bakit mas mataas yung price natin, no? Because there are really customers who are willing, no, to add more uh, on the price basta may nakikita silang value added na services or benefits. At syempre, no, targeted promotion. So normally, no, we could use discounts for specific customer segments like students, senior citizens, no, or those people who have um, lower purchasing power. So benchmarking against competitors, no. So syempre, let's understand, no, the pricing benchmark. May kasi tinatawag tayong internal at external, no, benchmarking. So dito sa internal, yung company, no, compare sa company's product across different categories. Okay, kumbaga merong different product categories yung kumpanya and they try to compare it, no. And while external is compare nila with competitors. So let's say ikaw ang product lines mo are soda products and you have different brand of soft drinks or soda. So dapat is you have to somehow, no, have a comparison of it, no. While sa external, yun nga yung competitors products. So paano ba nagsiset ng benchmark? No, syempre sabi dito, establishing pricing benchmark based on competitors' prices, number one. Syempre, based din on market position. So, if you're the brand leader, you could able to set possible a higher price, no? And also, dun sa perception ng customer, if the customer thinks you as a product who possess more quality, then it could, be a benchmark for you to set a higher price. So, paano nga ba yung process niyan? First is, sino ba yung key competitors mo, no? Kasi yun yung parang magiging benchmark mo talaga, no? You don't need to focus on the lower competitors. Then, syempre, gather data, no? Tingnan mo kung ano yung mga pricing nila, no? Ano ba yung mga discount nila and promotion. And also, no, you have to analyze your position, okay? So, you have to assess whether your prices fall relative to competitors. Ito ba ay above market average, below, or parity? Then of course, you have to adjust your strategy kasi once you gather data, pwede mag-decide ka, okay, pwede natin taasan, no? Ay, pwede natin babaan or wag na nating baguhin yung presyo natin. So examples of benchmarking sa tech industry, yung Dell and HP, no, regularly benchmark against the Apple, no. So to position themselves as cost-effective alternatives, na yung Apple kasi premium brand, pero cost-effective daw yung Dell and HP. Sa automotive naman, no, yun, nagbe-benchmark din sila like the Toyota, no, Honda. Kasi normally these are value-conscious consumers. No? So they prefer cars who are fuel efficient, durable, and easy to maintain. So ito yung parang value-conscious consumers natin. Then, no, what are the strategies to counter competitor pricing? So, meron tayong reactive at proactive. So, ano bang difference ng two? Reactive is basically pag nagbago ng presyo ang competitors, doon ka palang magbabago. Okay? For example, yung supermarket, no? Pwede sila mag-lower prices if yung item na yon, like let's say noodles or canned goods, no, ay nagbago. Kasi let's say yun yung parang isa sa mga preference ng mga customers. Pag sabing proactive, no, pwedeng, you can anticipate the moves of your competitors, no. So, pwedeng alam mo na possible this season, this competitor will do some promotion or discounts. So, unahan mo na. So, a company may introduce new product at a lower price to disrupt the market before competitors react. So, meron ding mga non-price competitive strategies. So, kaya ganinin na, no, yung product differentiation. So, dapat kailangan is mag-focus tayo sa features, quality, at dun sa brand reputation. An example of it is Apple, no? We all know that this product is really focusing on innovation and design para magkaroon sila ng premium prices. Okay, ganun din, meron din tayong mga loyalty programs kung saan pag nagkaroon kasi tayo ng strong customer relationship is yung mga customers, hindi na sila magiging sensitive sa price na kahit na mas mahal to, eh, loyal naman ako dito sa brand na to. So, I will still pursue this brand. So, examples is the airlines, no, use flyer programs to retain customers. No, kahit na yung mga competitor nila are offering lower fares rather. And then, syempre, no, price matching and guarantees kung saan pag sinabing price matching, offering to match or beat competitors' price to retain customers, no, kung saan ima-match lang nila, no, dun sa price ng competitor para ma-maintain nila yung customers nila. So examples, no, like Best Buy and Home Depot, so they use price matching policies to compete with online retailers kasi nga dahil nga maraming online retailers and they could sell possible a lower price on online. So tatapatan ng Best Buy yun at Home Depot. And price guarantee, which is pagkakaroon ng mga refund, no, or discounts, no, if a customer finds a lower price elsewhere. Example of which is the hotels, no, which often use price guarantees to encourage direct bookings rather than through third-party platforms. So that's an example of price guarantee. So another one is differentiation through pricing. So of course, no, it's all about setting prices that reflect the unique value proposition of a product rather than simply matching the competitors. So, paano ba ang key approaches dito? May tinatawag tayong premium pricing, which is charging higher prices to reflect superior quality or exclusivity. Meron din tayong economy pricing, kung saan it over lower prices to attract price-sensitive customers. Meron din tayong price bundle pricing, kung saan kinocombine natin yung products at a reduced price. So, examples of which, no, yung premium pricing is yung Tesla kung saan it reflects their innovative technology at yung pagiging prestige ng brand nila. Sa economy pricing, yung Walmart, no, which focus on everyday low prices kaya yung mga budget conscious na attract nila. And of course, no, what is the role of branding here? Syempre, the brand perception kung saan pag yun nga, strong ang branding mo, pwede mong i-higher yung price mo, no? So, with quality, reliability, or status. And then, example of which is the Gucci or Rolex, no? So, pwede nilang i-charge yung kanilang products with uh, more than their competitors. So, value perception, these are basically, no, kung gaano ba ka-willing yung customers to pay for brands na that they trust. Example of which is consumers may choose an iPhone over a cheaper smartphone due to the perceived reliability and ecosystem benefits. So for the last part, which is the risk associated with competition-based pricing. So first is the potential risk wherein possible talaga magkaroon ng price erosion kung saan constantly lowering the prices to match competitors will erode the profitability. So, masyado nang bababa yung profit natin. Okay? So, in markets with low margins such as groceries, price erosion can lead to financial instability. Kasi pag masyado nang mababa yung profit, so possible na yung kanilang ROI will also be affected. Then, of course, overemphasis on competitors kung saan pag masyado tayo nag-focus sa competitors' prices, parang hindi na natin nakikita yung needs na and value perception ng customers, yung gaano ba sila ka-willing na bilhin yung product. Example of which is a company that only matches competitor may miss opportunities to innovate or add value. Then impact on brand value, syempre yung perceived quality. So lower prices may lead to perception of lower quality. So example of which is a luxury brand that frequently discounts its product may lose its premium image. No? So kung luxury brand ka at lagi mong binababaan yung presyo mo, so possible mag-iba na yung tingin, no, sa'yo. So ganun din in terms of customer loyalty, frequent price changes in response to competitors can confuse or frustrate loyal customers. So pwedeng maging ano rin yan, maging possible disadvantage. Example, if a company continually adjusts prices, it may determine customer trust and loyalty. So what are the mitigation strategies on how to mitigate or prevent this? So focus on value. So pag nagfo-focus tayo on delivering superior value, definitely it will lead to better pricing strategy kaysa naman yung laging nagmamatch lang tayo ng price sa competitor. So example of which is Apple nga, no, which focus on innovation and customer experience. And long-term strategy, we have to balance short-term competitive pricing with long-term brand and value proposition strategies. Kung saan, on the long run, ano ba talaga yung gusto mong positioning, no? Do you want to consider your brand as one of the premium brands, or you want to focus your brand as for those cost effectivity naman? So example of which is a company may temporarily lower price to gain market share but focus on customer retention and brand building in the long term. So that's all, and thank you so much.